the heart of a bustling city, where the morning rush hour turned streets into rivers of steel and honking horns, a single dad named Alex gripped the steering wheel of his beat-up sedan, his mind racing faster than the traffic. He was en route to the interview of a lifetime, a senior position at a tech firm that promised stability after years of scraping by. But fate has a way of derailing even the best-laid plans. As he navigated the crowded intersection, a deafening screech pierced the air, followed by the sickening crunch of metal on metal. Ahead, a small car had spun out, slamming into a lamppost, and a woman slumped over the wheel, blood trickling down her forehead. Horns blared, people stared from their windows, but no one stopped. Alex's phone buzzed with a reminder. Interview in 20 minutes. His daughter Lily's face flashed in his mind, her gap-toothed smile, the way she clung to him every night since her mom passed away 2 years ago. He could keep driving, secure their future. Or he could stop. What he chose next would shatter his world, and rebuild it in ways he never imagined. Stick around to the end of this incredible true-inspired tale, because what happened after will leave you in tears and full of hope. If stories like this touch your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more uplifting narratives that remind us of the power of humanity. Your support means the world. Alex Thompson was no stranger to tough choices. At 35, he had already buried his wife, Sarah, after a brutal battle with cancer that drained their savings and left him as the sole provider for their 6-year-old daughter, Lily. Sarah's death had come suddenly, one rainy evening when the doctors finally admitted there was nothing more they could do. Alex remembered holding her hand as she whispered, "Take care of our girl, Alex. Promise me." He had promised, through sobs that shook his entire body, and ever since, every decision he made revolved around that vow. Mornings were a whirlwind of getting Lily ready for school, braiding her unruly curls, packing her lunch with the last of the peanut butter, and evenings were spent juggling freelance graphic design gigs that barely covered the rent on their tiny apartment in the outskirts of Chicago. The walls were thin, the neighbors loud, and the fridge often echoed with emptiness, but Alex made it work. He told Lily stories of far-off adventures to distract her from the growling in her tummy, and he skipped meals so she wouldn't have to. This interview was supposed to be the turning point. After months of applications, rejections, and sleepless nights tweaking his resume, Alex had landed a shot at Vertex Tech, a rising star in the software industry. The job offered a salary that could pay off their debts, move them to a safer neighborhood, and maybe even afford dance classes for Lily, who twirled around the living room pretending to be a ballerina. He had prepared meticulously, ironed his only suit, practiced answers in the mirror, and even splurged on a new tie. "This is it, buddy," he muttered to his reflection that morning, forcing a smile. Lily had hugged him tightly at the door, her small hands clutching his legs. "Good luck, Daddy. Bring home a big win." Her innocence fueled him, but so did the fear. The utility bill was overdue, and the landlord's knocks were growing more insistent. As he drove through the city, the skyline loomed like a promise of better days. The radio played an upbeat tune, but Alex's thoughts were a storm. What if he bombed the interview? What if they saw through his facade of confidence to the desperate man beneath? He glanced at the clock. 8:45 a.m. Plenty of time. Then, chaos erupted. The car ahead swerved erratically. Perhaps the driver was texting or had a medical issue, and collided with an oncoming vehicle before veering into the lamppost. Smoke billowed from the hood, and the woman inside didn't move. Alex's heart pounded. He pulled over instinctively, his hazard lights flashing. Other cars zipped by, drivers averting their eyes, too busy with their own lives to intervene. "Come on, someone else will help," he thought, but the street remained indifferent. He stepped out, the cold wind biting through his thin jacket. Approaching the wrecked car, he saw her more clearly. A woman in her late 40s, elegant even in distress, with silver-streaked hair and a business suit. Her airbag had deployed, but she was unconscious, a gash on her temple oozing blood. "Ma'am? Can you hear me?" Alex called, banging on the window. No response. Panic surged. He tried the door, jammed. Glancing around, he spotted a loose brick from the sidewalk and, without thinking, smashed the window. Glass shattered, and he reached in to check her pulse. It was faint but there. Sirens wailed in the distance, but they seemed miles away. He dialed 911, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "There's been an accident at Lincoln and 5th. Woman unconscious, possible head injury. Hurry!" As he waited, he gently supported her head, talking softly to keep her grounded if she could hear. "Hang in there. Help's coming. You're going to be okay." His phone buzzed again, a text from the recruiter. "Where are you? Interview starts in 10. Alex's stomach twisted. This job was his lifeline. Skipping it meant starting over, more rejections, more nights wondering how to feed Lily. But looking at the woman, her face pale and vulnerable, he couldn't leave. Memories of Sarah flooded back. The hospital waits, the helplessness as she slipped away. No one deserved to face that alone. When the paramedics arrived, they praised his quick thinking. "You probably saved her life, sir. That gash could have led to worse if she aspirated or something." They loaded her onto a stretcher, and as they drove off, Alex stood there, shattered glass at his feet, his suit now stained with blood and dirt. He called the recruiter, his voice cracking. "I'm so sorry. There's been an emergency. I won't make it." The response was curt. "We can't reschedule. Good luck elsewhere." The line went dead, and with it, Alex's hopes. He drove home in a daze, the city blurring through tears. Lily was at school, so he had the apartment to himself, a rare silence that amplified his despair. He collapsed on the couch, head in hands. "What have I done?" he whispered. The freelance checks wouldn't cut it forever. They'd lose the apartment, maybe end up in a shelter. Lily deserved better. That night, when he picked her up, she bounded into his arms. "How'd it go, Daddy?" He forced a smile. "It was okay, sweetie. We'll try again." But inside, guilt gnawed at him. Had he failed Sarah's promise? The next few days were a blur of job hunts and ramen dinners. Alex scoured online listings, his eyes burning from the screen. Lily noticed his mood, drawing him pictures of Super Dad to cheer him up. "You're my hero, even without a fancy job," she said one evening, cuddling under their worn blanket. Her words stung, a reminder of his sacrifices. Then, on the third day, a knock at the door shattered the routine. Alex opened it to find a sharply dressed man in a suit holding a briefcase. "Mr. Thompson? I'm here on behalf of Elena Vasquez. She wants to thank you personally." Elena Vasquez? The name clicked, the woman from the accident. The man explained she was the CEO of Innovatech, a rival firm to Vertex, known for groundbreaking AI developments. She had woken in the hospital with a concussion, but no lasting damage, crediting Alex's intervention for her survival. "She'd like to meet you," the man said, handing over a card. Alex stared, bewildered. The next morning, he found himself in a sleek office tower, far grander than Vertex's. Elena greeted him warmly, her head bandaged but her eyes sharp and kind. "You saved my life, Alex. The doctor said if I'd been left longer, it could have been fatal. Why did you stop when no one else did?" Alex shifted uncomfortably. "It was the right thing to do. Anyone would have." But Elena shook her head. "Not anyone. And I hear you missed an important interview because of it." She had done her homework. Her assistant had pieced together his story from the paramedic's report and a quick background check. "Tell me about yourself," she urged. Haltingly, Alex shared his life. Sarah's illness, the debts, Lily's dreams. Elena listened, her expression softening. She revealed her own struggles, a widow herself, raising 2 sons while building her empire. "I know what it's like to fight alone," she said. "Kindness like yours is rare. I want to offer you a position here at Innovatech. Senior designer with benefits, flexible hours for your daughter." Alex's world tilted. It was more than he could have hoped. Better pay, a team that valued work-life balance. But challenges lingered. Starting anew meant proving himself in a high-stakes environment, navigating office politics, and balancing fatherhood. Elena became a mentor, guiding him through the ropes. Their conversations deepened. Shared grief bonded them. One evening, over coffee in the break room, Elena confessed, "Losing my husband made me build walls. But you reminded me there's still good in the world." Alex felt a spark, unexpected and warm. Was it possible to open his heart again? Yet, not everything was smooth. Lily struggled with a change. Longer hours meant less time together, and she acted out at school. "I miss you, Daddy," she cried one night after a tantrum. Alex's heart broke. He adjusted, negotiating remote days, and involving Lily in his new life, like bringing her to the office for "take your kid to work" days. Elena helped, too, introducing her sons, who became playmates for Lily. Slowly, the pieces fit. Financially, the debts melted away. They moved to a cozy house with a yard where Lily could dance freely. Months passed, and Alex's designs revolutionized Innovatech's projects, earning him promotions. But the real change was deeper. He and Elena grew closer, their friendship blossoming into romance. On Lily's 7th birthday, surrounded by new friends and family, Alex proposed to Elena in the park, with Lily holding the ring. "You've changed my life forever," he said, tears in his eyes. Elena accepted, whispering, "No, you saved mine first." Looking back, Alex realized that one act of compassion had ripple effects he couldn't foresee. It wasn't just about the job or love. It was about trusting that doing right, even at great cost, opens doors we never knew existed. Lily thrived, her laughter filling their home, a testament to resilience. And Alex? He became a beacon for others, sharing his story in company talks, inspiring colleagues to prioritize humanity over ambition. As the sun sets on this tale, remember, in a world that rushes by, stopping for someone in need can redirect your entire path. If this story moved you, showing the beauty of unexpected kindness and second chances, smash that like button. It helps spread these messages far and wide. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more heartwarming stories that prove good deeds come full circle. Who knows? Your next act of courage might change everything. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.